All right. Get that going. Am I recording? And I put the YouTube link in the chat. If you, I don't know if you want to post it in Facebook, that's fine. Foreign.
I
I put the link in the Zoom chat.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I'll put it in.
All right. Okay, I got audio hijack going, and ready when you guys are.
Go for it.
Sure, as long as we're all here.
We're all here.
That's something to do.
All right, gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to episode 122 of In Touch with iOS, a podcast that talks about iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Apple TV, and related technologies. I'm your host, Dave Ginsburg. My co-host, Warren Sklar, is here. How you doing, Warren?
I'm good. Good. Sad pre-phone day for the two of us, since it's not going to be. Everybody's going to be happier than we are for a couple weeks.
2 weeks, right? And
3 weeks.
That's right, 3 weeks. The November 6th is our pre-order. But
It's gonna be
back
terrible.
on the show here. Back on the show here is Mr. Jeff Gamet. Welcome back to the show, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and as always, it's great to be with you guys, and thanks for inviting me back.
Absolutely. Yes, so we're on like the eve of people getting their first iPhones. I've already been seeing all the unboxings. I just watched iJustine do her thing, and Renee Ritchie did his thing, and all the others have done their thing with the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro. So, but you know, I disciplined myself because if I remember correctly, was it 3 years ago when I bought the iPhone 8 Plus, and then said, a month later, I decided, no, I really want the iPhone 10. So,
that's a bigger difference than
it was.
So getting, could I get the Pro and not the Max and be happy? Maybe, but I probably wouldn't be.
Yeah, so the Max is just way too big for me.
Yeah, no, I like the big phones. I just always like the big phones. I've had the larger ones since they came out. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So all right, well,
I think
we'll get to the
my eyes are bad.
You and me both. But we'll get to the iPhone 12, all that stuff in just a bit here. I got some new stories that we got this week, and then some interesting releases in beta this week in the HomePod, and we'll just have some fun like we always do here. So let's go jump right into the news for this week. And this actually came out today on Mac Rumors. Apple has updated the iMovie and GarageBand iOS with new features. It looks like they updated iMovie and to 2.3 and introduced a few new features, more for support for editing, high dynamic range videos. Surprise, because of the iPhone 12. And from the Photos library, you can do editing there, and option to import and share 4K videos, and lots of other fun stuff. I don't know, Jeff, do you use iMovie or GarageBand on the iPhone or the iPad for that matter? That much, if at all?
On the iPhone, I use iMovie.
Yeah.
And well, I haven't recently because there's nowhere to go. That was my video editor of choice at conferences. So anytime you saw me do like a video interview with someone at a conference, I would record the video on my iPhone and then immediately do the edits and then upload it to YouTube and then go on and do the next video.
Yeah.
But much to Chuck Joyner's chagrin, because he has an amazing setup and an amazing process, and it takes him weeks after a conference to get all that video content out, but it's so good. And then,
especially out at CES, he's a machine.
oh yeah, it's amazing.
But he's
And I
using
just do
Final
it.
Cut Pro.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just do a short video real
Yeah.
fast, holding my phone out and upload it and move on. And he's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I can appreciate his frustration with my style.
That's why everybody does things the way they like to do it.
Yeah.
And GarageBand for iOS was updated with an option to start new audio recordings right from the home screen by touching and holding the app icon. And then a maximum song length and default tempo had been increased from 23 to 72 minutes. So some new audio features. I use GarageBand actually on the Mac that I use to edit this podcast. So hadn't done as much on the iPad version, but I know the iPad version is a little more robust. I don't know. Did you use any of that, Jeff, with the audio editing with the GarageBand?
A little bit.
Yeah.
And I used to use it all the time. You remember back in the days when GarageBand had all of the features in it for authoring podcasts?
Right.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
It's all gone. So, yeah, I mean, I have a GarageBand on my iPad. I don't know why, but I've got it there just in case.
Warren, any thoughts on these two apps? How much do you use them much?
Yeah, I dabble. I would say I dabble in them here and there. So I use GarageBand for a little bit when I play with music. I play piano, so that's cool. The updates don't seem too exciting. Like Jeff, they're kind of just living on my iPad and iPhone in case I'll ever need, just in case you'll ever need them. So,
Yeah, you never know.
You never know that they might come. And it's like, I wish I had a music editor in my, hey, there it is.
There it is.
Could happen.
So next story, 9 to 5. This is on 9 to 5 Mac. Apple TV app is going to now launch on the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 next month. The Apple TV app is officially coming to game consoles, starting with this announcement from Sony. On the PlayStation blog, the company revealed Apple TV app will be available on November 12th after we record this, which is the same date as the PlayStation 5 release date. And looks like Apple's starting to evolve this Apple TV app. It is on the Xbox already, and with streaming sticks and smart TVs and any place else, I think Apple really wants people to watch their shows. Warren, what do you think of this?
I think for the game consoles, it's going to be very lightly used. I can't see a lot of kids saying, "Oh, I'm happy now."
Let's go watch Ted Lasso.
Yeah. Call of Duty killing people is great, but I have to watch two guys riding electric motorcycles up the coast instead. Apple TV is definitely making smart. It's funny. I was listening to the news today, and they had a story about how the Charlie Brown's not going to be on network TV anymore because it's going to Apple TV Plus. And the story made him sound like, Apple's the Grinch. They stole Charlie Brown right from they stole like our childhood, and then now now you have to pay to watch the Great Pumpkin. So it's not a good look, I don't think. For that, but they're trying to get Apple TV out everywhere, and that's what Netflix did, and that's the way to go.
Just got to get on every platform, regardless.
Get them out there,
Yep.
If it has Wi-Fi and a screen, then that's going to be it.
Any thoughts on that, Jeff?
Warren nailed it with the Netflix comparison. I've been saying since we knew Apple was launching their own streaming content service that they needed to follow the Netflix model and get Apple TV Plus on everything.
Yep.
And, I mean, there was a time when it was like you go to the store and buy a toaster and Netflix is bundled,
right?
Practically. And that's what Apple needs to do. Get it everywhere. It's ubiquitous, and your user base grows.
Absolutely. And I kind of think, even the PlayStation 4, a lot of folks had the PlayStation 4 as their primary means of video. I mean, they had played their Blu-rays and their DVDs on there.
Yeah,
So
yes, I know people that's exactly true.
yeah, so this the only makes sense. I mean, Netflix is already on there too, so why not Apple TV Plus too? So yep. So
You remember the Wii? The Wii was that
the window
old
Nintendo
had,
Wii. Yeah,
it had Netflix on it. Do you remember that?
yeah, it
That
did.
was amazing. Yeah,
I still have a
I do.
Nintendo Wii
I
sitting
ha-
in my bun here.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
I still have a Wii, and I believe the Netflix app is still loaded on it, even though it won't work.
Probably won't work
it's-
anymore.
I think it was like one of the it's one of the first places that you were able to get Netflix on like a device. It's crazy.
Yep. So, next story. I don't know if I'm kind of a gross out story, but an important story. This is in 9 to 5 Mac. Earwax in AirPods or a fault. New Apple tool will find that out. When a customer comes into an Apple store to report faulty AirPods, one of the possibilities is a buildup of earwax in their AirPods. This is not really something a store technician wants to be checking personally. To make it less so icky to do so, Apple is rolling out a new test tool to Apple stores, and this was leaked by a Twitter leaker. And then I more later confirmed the report. So, indeed, this will just be able to determine is that's what's causing your AirPods from not sounding good or not working, and yeah. What do you guys think, Jeff? What do you think? This is something important, but you got to keep your AirPods clean. I mean, come on, people.
Okay, let's start with personal hygiene and keep your ears clean.
Yeah, ears too. Yes.
Yeah, this is just gross. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm glad Apple is figuring out a way to address an issue so that their employees aren't having to sit there and like shine lights inside AirPods and just
they're even suggesting that they use that blue tack reusable adhesive to remove it from the AirPods. There's an actual link in there. I didn't even notice that. I mean, they saying it's cleaning it isn't difficult, but it does require a little care. A cotton swab and some, yeah.
We got it, on social media. I see people asking all the time. It's like, how do you clean out your AirPods and how do you clean out the wax from your AirPods? And I'm like, is this a question you really need to ask the public? I mean, you take it, you get some, I don't know, rubbing alcohol and you clean it. I mean, it's not rocket science. You get a toothpick if you have to get a toothpick.
I've got that image in my head, and
yeah, I know. Me too.
No, the toothpick is for the AirPods, not for your ears. By the way,
I know what you meant.
Yeah, but still,
just thinking about cleaning them.
Yeah, I think my mom's calling. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Never stick a Q-tip. Never stick the Q-tip in too far. That's what.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
Yes.
It's not supposed to go in the ear; it's the outer rim of the ear.
There you go. All right, this is not a hygiene show. Let's move on. Quibi video service is shutting down after 6 months after launch.
Dead.
Why am I not surprised about this? 9 to 5 Mac put this on here and many others. Wall Street Journal was reporting the short form video streaming service will shut down after less than a year. The report says Quibi founder Jeffrey Katzenberg has spent the day calling investors to inform them of the shutdown. And nobody's surprised. I kept actually checking the app. I still have the app on my phone. Of course, you and I, Warren and I, both had it free for a year through T-Mobile. So not that I really watched it ever. I didn't even think about it. I had stopped even bothering, and then this hit today. So I don't think anybody's surprised about this, right, guys?
No, they didn't do the Apple Netflix strategy and putting the app everywhere possible.
Too late.
It wouldn't have mattered in this case.
No. But they were very silly at first too. They
only iPhone,
only on the iPhone. It wasn't anywhere else, and it's like, all right, well, that just gets rid of about 75% of everybody else, and then then you just forget about it. So I told you
and they had just yesterday released an app on the Apple TV for it. So just yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
This is a service that when they announced it, I thought this is doomed from day one. This is going to be doomed.
Yeah, it was just bad.
But at the
bad
same
planning.
time, the concept seems reasonable because you have people that are watching content on their mobile devices already and consuming a lot of content that way. So why not embrace that and create original professional programming that fits with that lifestyle?
Right.
So I mean that sounds good, but the reality is it's just it wasn't going to work. And it seemed obvious to me from the beginning, from before it even launched, that this was not a platform that was going to work. But 6 months, ouch, that's gotta hurt.
They needed a trending show, and they never got one. If they would have got, that's all that like Apple Arcade needed. That's all that Apple TV needs. Like all this, all this new startups, they need some kind of, they need at least one hook where people start talking about it and liking it. Ted Lasso is a good example. I think, we all like Ted Lasso, and it's, the word it's organically spread. It's kind of like a surprise hit, and that's how, people get it and keep the service. But I don't remember Quibi. I never walked through the halls or heard on the internet, oh, you got to watch this on Quibi. And that's the problem. They never had that. They never had the hook.
It looks like, and it also mentioned Jeffrey Katzenberg was trying to sell it, and a report was rumored saying that they approached Apple about the acquisition, and Eddie Q said no.
Yeah, no. And I think NBC too. They tried NBC.
Yeah, I think the problem was they have their licensing deal with a lot of these content providers is not good, so they would have to. That would get too messy. So
they're making the wrong content.
Do we have to uninstall the app, or does it just go away?
I think it'll just stop working.
It'll probably just sit there and collect digital dust.
Yeah, exactly. So RIP Quibi. And next story is the Apple TV remote, the remote app. Apple, Mac rumors, Apple has removed the Apple TV remote app from the App Store, which was designed to, of course, let us control our Apple TVs from our iPhones or iPads with a touch-based remote interface. And they're saying it's not quite clear why they nixed the app, but it kind of makes sense because it does have it now built into the Control Center. So, in the Control Center app seems to be very similar, if not the same, and so it's a bit redundant, if I must say. Any thoughts on this, guys?
I have never used the remote app from the Control Center ever.
Okay, well, I guess we are now.
Yeah, I guess so.
I do. I have in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I used it. It works. But it hadn't been updated since iOS 12, so obviously the writing was on the wall that the Apple was going to eventually abandon.
It definitely gets more. It gets more use than the actual Apple remote does.
That's true.
In my
house. If you have the Control 101 remote, of course.
There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, Control Center easy to get to. So if you wanted to bring it down and use it, I think it makes sense that they nixed it. Yeah, another app.
It's kind of sad though. That it was the very first app on the App Store.
Was it really? Oh, yeah, the actual first remote. Yeah. That was an iTunes remote.
Was it really?
It was one of the first. Yeah.
So we lost Quibi and the remote control app all in the same week. This is terrible.
Yeah, it's a rough week for entertainment.
It is. Now you can't. Now that you have the dead Quibi app on your Apple TV, you can't even find a way to get to the dead app on the Apple TV.
Yeah. Next story. This is Ars Technica. iPhone 12, the 12 Pro, and the iPad Air orders have begun, and they pre-ordered. This was back about a week ago. The pre-orders had begun on the 16th of October for the 12 and 12 Pro, and then as well as the iPad Air. And it looks like the iPad Air is shipping, and of course everybody's going to have their iPhone 12, 12 Pros in their hands. I think Australia and New Zealand already have them.
It's tomorrow there, so they have
tomorrow there, so they have theirs already. So they're always the first to find out to play first, and looks like the iPad Air is also going to be out and shipping, and that's good. It's good to see that because that was talked about. Seems like yesterday, like forever ago. But good to hear. What do you guys think?
Well, now we're at the point where if someone says, "Can you recommend an iPad to me?"
Yeah,
Just
iPad Air?
general use iPad. Without
Yeah.
hesitation, I'll say the new iPad Air.
Yeah, I mean the Touch ID. I mean that's always the other thing. Why they didn't think about that on the iPhone, I don't know. But it's a great technology that they put on this Air. Not have for folks who don't like the Face ID. So and then they have the A14 processor in there as well. So
It's getting
Yeah.
good reviews. People like it.
Yeah.
I've seen the early reviews. The phone unboxings are coming too, and you're getting a better look at some of the colors. A lot of people got the blue, and they said it looks better in person than you would.
yeah,
hope.
That's
I
pretty
watched-
normal for Apple colors.
Yeah, I'm not on the blue train this year. Everybody else is getting this nice
Yeah,
blue
I am.
Pro.
Blue Watch.
Oh,
I'm
Nah,
totally on the blue train.
I love
I'll
my
be in blue iPhone too.
I love the green. I wish they continued the green from last year. Actually,
The Boba Fett green is really nice.
I loved it. Yeah, it's hunter green. It's my favorite color, and now I have to sell it. Now I'll never see it again. I never really saw it before because I always had a case on it, so it's kind of sad anyway. So
Yeah, I need to mention that thing with you with cases in just a minute. Hold that thought. We'll get through the news here.
Okay.
They're saying the other phones, of course, the 12 mini and the 12 Pro Max will be pre-order on the 6th. We'll talk about that just a bit here. So a couple more stories here. The iPhone 12 is going to support over-the-air OTA iOS updates on 5G. Okay, whoop-de-doo, because 5G is still not going to be available in most areas. So,
And even if it is, it's not going to be really any faster than
Yeah.
LTE.
so users will be able to decide. This was actually a Redmond Pi is one where I quoted this. Users will be able to decide whether or not they want to run their phones in low data mode, standard, or allow more data when they're connected to the cellular network, like we always do. So, and there is a choice in there to allow to allow more data on 5G. So again, not going to have much 5G coverage, so I don't think it's going to be kind of much of a point for that to be happening.
We'll have a good amount of the regular 5G, I think. Just not the ultra band, which which is sad, but I think there'll be, at least for you're in Chicago, I'm in Philly, Jeff, you're out
I'm in Boulder.
west. Yeah, in Colorado.
Denver, Boulder. Yeah.
So we'll have decent 5G coverage, I think. But as you just said, I don't think it's going to be
You've
that
clearly
much
never
better.
been to Boulder.
No, I want to go. I would love to go to Boulder.
You're
driven
welcome.
through.
And we need to hang out when you show up here.
But the
Oh, yeah.
internet's not good. But the network's not good. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
cellular. I mean, it's fine, but you choose the cellular service that you're going to have based on what part of Boulder you live in.
But
because-
the elevation's so high, you're closer to the satellite. So you should have like really strong
I
service.
know what's the problem here?
Exactly. I mean, you're closer to the sun. I mean,
I know.
We're here in the valley. We're getting, we're still getting things. We're down in these deserts.
Yeah, I know. It should just be better because we're
And all
so
the
much higher,
snow.
and tall and high antennas are better, right?
And
Yeah,
the snow, you got
mountains.
all the signals, bouncing off the snow and
Right. See, I feel like I'm being ripped off.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah, well, soon enough, Warren, you'll be in Chicago, so then you'll get to.
It keeps pushing it back. She wants to come out and visit the office, and she's trying to get that going, but we'll see how it goes.
So it's going to be a while yet. But and last story I had this week, Apple is eyeing quote unquote express store format to help deal with the iPhone 12 demand. Apple is going to be expanding a new physical store format, the Express, as it prepares for the high iPhone 12 demand. Deidre O'Brien, the senior vice president of retail and people at Apple had told this to Reuters. The Express stores, which will be come as the COVID-19 rates are rising around the U.S. and Europe, has built a wall front of a main store with sales counters protected by plexiglass and few shelves and accessories such as cases and AirPods and such. So you have to make an appointment to go to the store, and this makes total sense, especially some of those malls that you have to walk through to get to the store. And I think Best Buy did that. They used to have Express stores. I don't think they have them anymore, but seems like a good idea. And make life easy to try to cut down on the long lines that may occur when the iPhone goes on sale tomorrow. So as we record this, what do you guys think?
I thought Apple had already been doing this. So
I thought
this
so
story
too,
was
kind
a
of like
surprise
outside
to
the
me.
store. Yeah, and this may actually is going to be a quote unquote Express store. They're saying.
Yeah, well, the 29th Street Apple store. So that's the one that's closest to me in Boulder. As soon as they could reopen, they set up the big canopy things out in front of the store on the sidewalk, and because it's on an outdoor mall,
right?
And so they've had this whole setup where they're doing practically everything for the store outside under these canopies. And I just assumed that's what Apple was doing everywhere, but apparently not. If it's news that they're setting up what I'll call the outdoor store, which I think sounds nicer than Express store.
See, over here on our side, we have malls, and they're all in the malls.
Yeah, a few of those are here.
Yeah, so they can't really do the same thing. So what I told you a story about the Apple Watch I was trying to buy. So I went to the mall unplanned, and I passed the Apple store. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll buy myself the Watch 6 because why not? And I walked into the Apple store area, and you have to wait to get tested for COVID, and then they'll let you in. But I'm like, do you have any Apple Watches? Yeah, and I'm like, do you have any Apple Watch 6s? And he went on his iPad outside the store and said, yeah, we have this one, this one. I'm like, great, I think I'll buy one. Okay, great. Except you have to make an appointment, and our next appointment's not for. And it was like 2 hours from the time I was there. I'm like, what are you, crazy? I'm not waiting. I'm not going to kill time for 2 hours. I want to buy this now. I mean, so I never bought it. So, it's a pain, and usually, Fridays used to be the day where, like, if I didn't order prior to, I would try to get the phone on launch day without the pre-ordering, and that was fun. And it's kind of sad that you can't really do it.
Yep. Well, same here. We had when I had to get my Mac actually repaired, they had a little tent set up outside the store. You had to wait in line. They checked your temperature a bunch of times, and then I actually was in that appointment. They let me in the store because they had to do some testing because it was my Mac. But yeah, I think a lot of the stores are like that. But the other store that's by me is in the mall, so I have not gone into it's Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg, Illinois. I have not gone in there since the pandemic. So not sure what they're doing over there, but I would think it's safe to go in there, but. As long as you're maintaining that social distancing, but
stay in your spacesuit.
Keep your spacesuits on. Yep. So that was in the Apple World today. I quoted that. So a couple things I want to talk about here. Warren, I guess last week you decided you wanted to see if you could sell your iPhone 11 Pro Max ahead of time, and then it kind of backfired.
Right.
I
so, yeah, because it worked.
Because it worked.
So I'll tell you my quick story. So I knew I was going to want the phone, and I didn't know, how it was going to space out between the Pro Max launch date and the regular date. So 5 days before the keynote, I went on a couple of the sell your phone websites, and I went on to the. I heard a bunch of podcasts doing an ad for Swappa. And they said, not Swappa, Declutter. I'm sorry, for Declutter, and you got an extra 10% off. You got an extra 10% on top of your quote. So I put in my my request, and they were going to offer me $790 for my 11 Pro Max 256 gig, which was pretty good. So I took that offer. And then of course, the announcement came out and I can't get my phone until the 13th, and you have 28 days to send them your phone. Otherwise they change the price on you. So I'm starting to panic here. Like, what am I going to do? So, plan A is going to be to send it in early and then possibly find a phone to use for a week.
Which I was going to be kind enough to lend you one of the ones I have.
Dave was going to lend me one, or, Best Buy is sometimes kind enough to let you return things here and there. So that's one. But somebody on Facebook said they would take it for me. And I said, I'll give it to you for $775. And I happen to have about $5,000 worth of cases for
based on
Pro
photos
Max.
that I've seen.
For the photos I saw,
you're
yeah,
exaggerating.
You're not. You
So,
have a sickness, an illness, I think it is.
These things go on sale, and you just have to have them. And I like changing them out. I have all the bands. I like to match them up. So yeah, I have like 4 of the leather Apple ones. I have a bunch of the outer boxes. I have the pops. I just have too many of them. So, and that's really the saddest part of all this. You get the new phone. It's like, now I have to start this all over again. So anyways, I told the guy, for $775, he'll take it after I could get my new phone. I'll send him all the cases for free. He'll be happy, and I'll get my new phone, and then I'll have to start my case collection again.
Oh my gosh. I saw that picture. I just, yeah.
I love them all. And I
have maybe 2, possibly 3. I'll readily admit I am bad with watch bands. I do have probably about 14, but I'm not as bad as somebody. A friend of mine all of a sudden pulls out his big case of bands that.
Oh, yeah, I got the case.
Yeah, you got that whole case of bands. Yeah. So.
You're a crazy
man.
Apple devices.
That's why we love you.
Apple devices are meant to be personalized. They're things that you just cannot have. In fact, Kelly and somebody else, they had a whole conversation today on their show about cases, whether to go naked or not on the new phone. Yeah, and TMO. I would consider it. I would consider not doing a case, but I'm just scared. Just scared about dropping it.
No,
all it takes is one drop.
Yeah.
And then you wish that you'd spent $5,000 on cases.
It happened to me once, and I dropped my phone, and luckily it happened the same day that I had just got it. Not luckily, it was unfortunate. Luckily, Apple swapped it out and gave me a break. But yeah, you just never know. I mean, obviously these, as they've been talking about with the ceramic shield on the new 12 on the glass, you got 4 times less of a chance of it breaking, but you never know. Tomorrow, you want to be protected.
Tomorrow we'll get this. People are going to start purposely seeing how breakable it is, which is good. I'm
waiting for the videos.
Yeah, we'll see how they go. But yeah, I'll get a case. I don't think they don't have a big selection yet from what I saw.
I'll get the clear case through Apple and probably end up like a spec. The one I got when I was at CES for this one is the spec, which I really like.
Spec makes nice cases.
Then they got the micro, what is it? The antibacterial cases now. So I probably get one of those too. So
you can lick your case.
Yeah, you can almost lick it. Yeah,
you can eat off it.
Yeah, maybe even eat off of it. So, but so then. I think everybody knows what phones we're going to be getting. I have already said that I'm going to be using the Apple upgrade program and going to trade mine in for an 12 Pro Max. And so I'll be up. At least I don't have to get up at 2 a.m. To do it. I could do it at 7 a.m. my time to place the order, and 8 a.m. your time.
8 o'clock from me. So that's good.
Yeah. So, But Jeff, have you decided are you going to get the 12 Pro or Pro Max, or not the Max? I know you don't like the big one, but are you holding off?
No, I haven't ordered yet, And
Okay.
I didn't set an alarm to get up at 6 in the morning and order a phone.
Yep.
So by the time I got up, the delivery date's already pushed out. And I thought, at this point, it's totally psychological, but I want to place an
Yeah.
order when I can have it right away. So I'll just wait to order.
Sure.
And I'm going to order a 12 Pro Blue 256.
All right, great, awesome. So,
What do you
That's
think of the
great.
gold? The gold looks actually interesting this year, doesn't it?
The,
Yeah.
the gold looks interesting, but I'm not a fan of gold like that.
I'm not either,
I
but
don't
this
I
one
don't want a C3PO phone.
it
right.
just looks better this year for something. Well, on the keynote, it looked good. So I'm scared. I'm too scared to do it. I always say one day I'm going to try the gold, and I never do it. So I think I'm just going to get the graphite one at this point. It's the best chance of getting it all
If there
launched.
wasn't blue, then I would go with graphite. And this
Yeah.
will be the first time I've bought an iPhone where I decided I actually want a color, not just the dark graphite, space gray, or whatever they call it at the time.
Right. Yeah, as I said, you won't even see it with the case on it, anyways. But yeah, the blue is nice, but the green, I'm gonna miss the green. It's sad, very sad.
Yeah, well, that's what Apple does. 1 year of color, and they move on.
Yeah,
to
why
the
is
next
that?
one.
What's stopping them? They already have all the paint. Just keep going. Keep the same color from last year.
Time to make another exciting color. That's what we got.
Well, they
we
did
got the,
Boba Fett last year. This year they're doing C3PO.
Yep, there you go.
Oh,
Right.
when they did the Jet Black, we've had Darth Vader.
That's right,
Yeah.
Jet Black. I forgot about that color. The
And
fingerprint,
the
fingerprint city.
Blue Man Group is this year, I guess.
Yeah,
Yep,
or
Pacific Blue.
R2D2, I suppose.
Yeah, there you go.
Pacific Blue.
I can't wait to see what Star Wars colors we get next year.
So, and as far as updates this week, they did release iOS 14.1, and which was probably one of the most bizarre releases I had seen in quite a while. They briefly released 14.1 last week and then immediately pulled it, but then put it in Golden Master under developers, and then you couldn't install it over the air. You had to manually install it through the Finder to get it if you wanted to update it ahead of time, but you had to be a developer in order to do that. So it made no sense. So then a couple days ago, they finally released 14.1, and I was anticipating they would wait till towards the like today, because the iPhone 12 will be in everybody's hands. But they decided to do it on Tuesday. So it did fix some bugs and some fixes, but it brought the bug back of resetting your default mail and browser back to mail into Safari, which is still bizarre. But you were gonna say something, Jeff?
Yeah, I was going to mention the bug is back, but also I expected the update to land on Wednesday.
Yeah,
because
a little closer to the 12.
Yeah, because they wouldn't do it on Thursday or Friday, Friday being launch day.
Right.
So they've done it 2 days before the product release in the past, hence Wednesday, but we got it on Tuesday. Yeah, with the initial thing where it rolled out and then disappeared and had to be developer. I've got a developer account, so I could have gone and grabbed it.
We all do.
But I thought, if it's bouncing around like this, I'll wait.
Yeah, it would have been just more work. But
Just
of course,
a quick note on that real fast with the developer. Just keep in mind, I got burned on this a few times, but if you're on the beta and you get the new phone, your backup won't work. It won't restore to the phone out of the box,
right?
Because it's going to be a newer backup. And so you can, I've done this. You can overwrite your phone that's on the beta currently with the 14.1. It works, except your photo library has to re-download itself again, which is a pain in the butt, just so you know. But you'll have to do that, then make a backup, and then you can restore to the 12. So,
And
just
this
be
is
aware
why I
of that.
never run beta on my
There you
mission
go.
critical devices.
No, you just have to know how to get around it. And so that's
Just-
Oh, I know
more
how to
around
get
it.
around it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get around it.
I don't-
I'll just wait.
Yeah, this is why I have sacrificial iPads.
Well,
There you
you
go.
know, the first thing I'm going to do when I get my new phone is put the beta on it. So
Of course.
yeah, so I'll be fine.
Well,
And,
who knows?
and
By
I'm
then,
glad that
14.2
you
might be
will,
out.
so I don't have to.
Well,
Exactly.
14.2 will be out, but then I'll be on something else. So
Speaking of beta, 14.2 beta 4 was released, and it's also out in the public. That was released as well. I didn't see. I don't know. Have you noticed anything of big changes that that they added for this round of testing?
I haven't. No.
Didn't we get some new emoji?
That's what I heard.
It's hard for me to keep track because there's so many
Yeah.
emoji and the whole
So
interface
many
for
emotions.
accessing them is garbage.
Yeah.
And so, I'm flipping through trying to find like the little celebration horn or something. And I see an emoji that I don't recognize, which either means I've just never noticed it or it's new.
I've only I think in my life I've used 2 emojis ever, and one's like a thumbs up, and the other one's like maybe a smiley face. That's all you need. What else do you need?
Yeah. Yeah, it does say add a new emoji to the OS, and 4th beta. It's probably, like I said, it's probably just bringing some more changes and bug fixes. Of course, we know that they've done a deeper integration of Shazam into the OS and a beautiful music widget and for the control center.
Yeah.
is
Now
really
I'm
nice.
expecting this iOS release to come out to the public about the same time that HomePod Mini is available, because I'm expecting, well, not expecting. I know this is the update that adds in the features to be able to do intercom.
Right. So that's
Right.
that's true. Yes, we found that out yesterday. Dave and I did. So
Yep.
the 14, the beta that I'm on, I compared it with my wife, who's not on the beta. If you go into the home app, well, if you're on beta, it is. So if you go on
beta,
and
right? Not 14.
right.
No.
So I don't know if you guys can see this on on the home app. There's a little thing on the top right that looks like a little sound wave, and that's the intercom on the home app. So if you click on that, it says intercom, and then you could talk. And then I talked, and then my HomePods played what was on what I said, and it basically just plays out. It blurts out what you said. So that does add the home. That adds the intercom to the phones. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to go the other way because I'm really curious of how it's going to work. Like if somebody does the intercom to the HomePod, did all the phone just blurt out in the middle of nowhere?
No, what happens is you get an alert that intercom has sent you a message, and
Okay.
there's a play button.
Okay, that makes more sense because my son has a CarPlay and we have the earpods. And I just don't want to scare the bejesus out of people when I use the intercom. Like
I kind of want to, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah. No.
turn around, watch
What
out,
are you doing?
get your hands on the wheel. Thanks.
And then briefly with beta, we'll dive into the HomePod a little more deeper here in just a sec here. The Apple did seed a 4th beta of the WatchOS 7.1, and doesn't look like there was much that anybody even knows that added. I don't know if you updated to that or not, Warren.
I did that today. Yeah. The only interesting thing is I read there's 2 versions of the update, and nobody knows why. I don't know if you saw that, but
Oh, I didn't see that.
yeah.
But if you, Warren, if you're running beta HomePod as well, you
Not the
can try-
HomePod.
No,
Okay.
this is Apple Watch. Yeah, the HomePod
Yes.
is not in beta. I do not think.
No.
So-
But he's saying something else. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. 14.2 beta. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're running the current developer beta on HomePod, and you're running beta on Apple Watch, so you have what is it, 7.1, you can actually do the intercom thing with Apple Watch. So that's one of the things that we get in 7.1.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Wow.
I didn't even think of that. Good thinking.
Oh, yeah, look at that. My watch has an on my
See,
home.
he didn't even know. He's the one that's got the beta on everything. And
Wait.
Jeff
See,
had to tell
this
you
is
about
why
that.
Warren shows up to the podcast so he can learn something.
Wait for this. Hold on. Who's winning?
And will they be able to respond to you?
Yeah,
Can they just respond?
They're confused. Yeah, they're responding to me.
But that you just hear them in the other room, not
hear
actually
'em,
on
yeah.
it.
We're playing with the intercom. This is the thing I told you about with the home thing. Never mind.
Warren's family, and
There we go.
Warren lives in the future.
He's
that
gonna,
is
he's
awesome.
gonna drive him crazy. He's gonna drive him crazy.
That my son's like, who's winning?
The Eagles winning 7-0, but we got the ball on their 40-yard line.
Okay, thank you.
Are you still on their podcast?
Yes.
Yes.
We're testing out the intercom.
Okay.
All right. There we go. And I got to score.
now
This is
see,
great.
This is
It worked.
exactly how this technology works. The person that's really into it uses it to talk to the other person, but the other person, instead of talking back through intercom, either yells across the house or comes.
Right. Well, I haven't figured out how. I have to teach them how to do the reply at this point, so they haven't got that far yet.
Save him a trip.
Yes. Fun.
I didn't expect that one at all.
No, that was great. I'm not happy about the Eagles winning, but it's still fun. It's early.
It's early. At least we're not talking about the presidential debates that's going on right now too. So
please not.
Let's not. Also wanted to talk about. I actually attended a conference yesterday. It was a press event for the different stuff for the holiday season coming up, and one of the things that caught my eye was a lot of the new chargers that are being released by many of the manufacturers, including Anker and Aukey. And we got a link in the show notes from imore.com, some of the best iPhone 12 chargers. And the one that really caught my eye was the one by Anker. It's a nano iPhone charger. It's got 20 watts of charging. And it's got the IQ sensor in there. It's only like $16. So it's a little less than the if you were to buy the one from Apple. That's 20 watts, and it's a little bit bigger, the Apple one. But I thought this one was pretty cool. And this story is also showing the 20-watt one from Apple, which is $19. And then Aukey also has one, the same type of technology, the auto sensing for fast charging. And so it looks like some cool chargers are really just going to be coming out of all this change that Apple forced them, not including the adapter in the box.
Yeah,
what do we think?
I'm looking at the adapters now, and yeah, there's some really nice stuff.
Yeah, even Aukey has a one that's a 30 watt that's on there, and that's only $16. It's got also USB-A as well as USB-C. That would charge pretty quick here too. So
the RAV power they have on there, the 30 watt 2-port
RAV
fast charger.
Yeah.
I was about to show it to you, but it's not sitting on my desk. I bought one on Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
And it was $10.
Yeah, so you got a good deal on that.
Yeah.
I think this one says it's 14, so it's a couple bucks more, but
I think I have one of them. But I have a few. Some of them are any of those GAN ones, or no? They don't need to be.
No, I don't think they need to be. They're not though. Yeah, the GAN, which GAN is the even quicker charging.
It's a quicker
system.
charger and the smaller. Yeah. So I think I have one that one of the Aukeys, but it's also GAN. So one of the USB-Cs will do the MacBook, and the other one could do the iPad or a phone. So there's 2 ports on it.
Yeah, I think they got some 65 watt ones, and then I think there was one. Actually, Kelly was we were talking about that last week. The 100 watt the adapter that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, if we ever go back to a time where I can travel regularly, I'm definitely getting 100 watt small GAN.
The small GAN,
I got one
for my MacBook Pro.
Yep, that's great
for travel.
I have one that it's 100 watt and it's 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A, and it's pretty much all I use now for my phone and my laptop. It's
So,
perfect.
so if anything that came of this, of everybody complaining that Apple's no longer including the power charger in the box, now you've got some more options, and probably would want to have one that's an all-in-one that can be used for your MacBook and your iPhone, your iPad, and not have to carry all these adapters with you.
But here's the question. Here's my question. The puck. I realize that for all this to happen, yes,
Okay.
you're going to need more than one, right? You're not going to you're going to want to use this as your charger because it's 15 watt and it's the trick of the new iPhone. You're not going to want to keep it with your phone, right? Like if I want to I'm going to want one in my car probably, and I'm going to want one in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm going to want one by my bed. So we're going to have to start buying this puck, for different rooms of our house.
Yeah. Buy 2 from Apple for your home, and then 1 from Belkin because they're doing the in-car one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to assume that third parties are going to be coming out with hopefully cheaper versions of this thing, because these are going to be like the new cables. This is like a new charger. So if I'm in bed and when I'm in bed, I like to use my phone plugged in because I don't want to, I don't want the battery to keep charged. I just want to put it back down. So I'm assuming now if I have the puck on the bottom, I could do the same thing. I could take the cable with the puck on the bottom,
Right.
just put it back down. So, these are going to be kind of replacing the cable, I think, in a lot of places for me. So, it's just, I don't know. I think that all the cases should come in the puck, but that's just me. I guess that's what I'm saying. Put a case in with put a puck in with the case that you buy from Apple. Just do it.
Yeah, well, it isn't going to happen. I think Apple's they got to keep the environmentally friendly packaging and not all these things going to the landfill. So
buy stock in the pucks.
Yeah, definitely. Any other thoughts before we move on to the next topic? All right. Let's go ahead and talk about the HomePod a little bit. We just touched on this a little bit ago. They did finally release 14.1 that did add the intercom support to the HomePod, and of course making it all ready for the Mac, the HomePod Mini that was coming out. I linked back to a story here in the show notes to our friends over at Mac Stories did a really great hands-on with the HomePod's new intercom, and talking about alarms and Siri tricks, and we already found the trick that you found that you didn't even realize that the Apple Watch had it built into the beta software that you had running. Of course, I wasn't able to try that yet since I don't have that my beta phone hooked up to the HomePods, but it looks like we got some really cool things going on here. I think the intercom system itself is going to be really great, and it's definitely going to make things pretty cool. And then adding the HomePod Mini. The HomePod Mini, I think, is going to be a really hot seller. It's got the U1 chip capability, so you're going to be able to use your iPhone, make it even smarter when you come up and connect to it. Where's your guys' thoughts with this? I know for sure. I think I'm going to get at least one HomePod Mini to add to my collection here of the 2 HomePods I have already. But Jeff, where's your thoughts been with the HomePod? Do you think you're going to buy one?
I think I'm going to end up buying one.
Yeah.
It's at my home setup right now. I have one HomePod, and it sits in the living room and it streams music,
Yep.
and I have it's basically a music streaming device that sounds really nice, and a kitchen timer. And so I thought, well, that's it. I will never buy another HomePod because at $350, well, now it's $300. That's too much money to spend on the way I use this. But then the HomePod Mini comes out or gets announced, and at $99 with all the features that we have, all of a sudden the idea of putting one of these in the bedroom what seemed very appealing because I could do it and it's not that expensive and I'll be using it exactly the way I expect to use it as a $99 speaker. It will be a streaming music speaker and that's about it. I'll talk to it for a few other things, but just like I do with the big HomePod. But basically, it's a purchase I really don't have to think about. It just is one of those things at $99. Yeah, I'll just get it.
Yeah, and that's what I thought too. I mean, well, like I said, I got a birthday coming up, so I'll get someone to buy it for me. So, but I like to have it in another room because I keep my two HomePods as a pair here in my office, and at least now I've been able to have a HomePod mini in another room, and then I can drive
So
my way.
one thing I can't remember with the HomePod mini, if you have two of them, can you set them up to do stereo the same way you can? Okay, so I could see if I really like how it works. Actually getting a second HomePod mini, putting those in the living room and taking the big HomePod and moving it into the bedroom. And then I have stereo HomePod music in the living room.
Yeah. The only thing is you can't pair a mini and a regular HomePod together. They have to
which makes sense.
Which makes sense just because the sheer size of the speakers. So
yeah.
Thoughts on Warren? You'll definitely get a HomePod mini at least one. Right?
Actually, I don't think I am. I mean,
no.
Who are you? What did you do with Warren?
I got suckered into buying two of the regular HomePods, and I really don't use them that much, so I don't know.
Okay.
The intercom might, I might get one, put it in the basement so I can yell at my son to come upstairs with the intercom. So for $99, that might be a good thing to do. I might get one, like you said, as a gift. Somebody might give it to me and they'll ask me what I want. It's just to see what it sounds like and looks like, just to say I have it.
Yeah. And then a lot of the improvements on the Siri, especially, I don't know if I would be using it for maps. I guess you could do it using your iPhone, but why would you want to do directions on your HomePod?
Well, it transfers to your phone, I guess. So I don't know. I don't get that either.
The scenario that I came up with, and I had to really think about this one. You decide you want to go somewhere where you're sitting on the couch. Yeah. So instead of just grabbing your phone and getting it all set up there, you tell your HomePod where you want to go. And then when you get up off the couch and pick up your phone off of the end table or whatever, where it's been out of reach because you live like an animal.
Right. Yeah.
Then,
I was going to say, why is my phone in my hand? Where is this?
I know. I know. See, this is why it's a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the best I could come up with.
And then I got my watch on my wrist. I mean, it's what do I, that's a crazy scenario. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It's going to be a few weeks yet till we see the HomePod mini. Again, that'll be pre-ordered the same day that we pre-order our iPhone 12 Pro Maxes, and it's definitely going to be interesting. A couple weeks here, and more things that we get excited about.
Let's see what tomorrow is like. I'm just going to avoid social media tomorrow, so I don't have to watch people get their.
I think you'll be okay.
I'll survive it.
I've lived and learned, so I think you can too.
Yeah, we'll all get through this together.
Yes, we will. All right, with that, let's unless you guys have anything else, let's go ahead and wrap things up, and we'll have another episode to a close here. That is a wrap for this week. Please send your comments, questions, and suggestions to our email address, feedback@intouchwithios.com. You can follow us on Twitter at intouchwithios, and you can subscribe in your favorite podcatcher, including Apple Podcasts and many others. But better yet, go to our website at intouchwithios.com, where all the links to all the ways to listen to us are there. I am Dave Ginsburg, and you can find me on Twitter at DaveG65. And Jeff, thanks for being back on the show. Where can everybody find you?
Thanks for having me on. It's always a blast.
And tell us about, is your podcast very close to being released? Is it not?
It's very close. Sometimes the personal world gets in the way.
Yeah.
And so
How that
I had
goes.
to, I had to put some stuff on hold. So
Okay.
I'm like so close to launching, but I had to put that on hold. The wildfires in Colorado put me in a position where, while I'm not in harm's way, I had to deal with family members that were in harm's way.
Gotcha.
Good luck with that.
And where people can find you on the socials?
Oh, sure. Almost forgot about that. Instagram and Twitter, I am Jay Gamut. Can I throw a quick plug out?
Of course.
Awesome. On what's the date? October 28th, I am moderating a panel on a meetup group about using Zapier for automation. And so it's a brand new meetup group specifically for people that want to use Zapier. So the event's called How to Get in the Automation Mindset plus Intro to Zapier. And the other people that are on the panel, Maddie Osman, Joe Caspona, and Jimmy Rose, they're like really into automation with Zapier. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Way cool. Is this is a paid event or?
It's free.
Well,
All you have to do is sign up on Meetup.
all right, I'll put the link in
I
the
will
show
give
notes.
you a
Then.
link.
Yeah, that'd be great. And Warren, Back to the Future keeps ticking on. Lots of good stuff out there.
Just
And,
people getting, tomorrow's going to be just picture after picture of people getting their phones and posting it. I'm expecting just a bunch of posts of people posting their 5G speeds. I got this speed. I got. Well, thank you.
I think
thanks for showing me.
The
Your
moderators are
5G
going to be
speed.
busy. You're going to have to just create a post just for the pictures, right?
It's going to be the pictures, just pictures of phones and their 5G upload.
The 5G speed test and the showing the 5G icon too.
Exactly.
Everybody's
Yes,
too
I know.
excited,
We know. We understand what it does. Thank you for. Oh, you're showing us the same picture that everybody else has, so that's great.
Well, we'll report back next week in that next episode, and we can talk about all that fun stuff. But everybody has reported so far, but then again, we may not, because we're gonna be jealous because they have their new phones and we don't. So
Yep.
all right, everybody. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we will talk to you again soon.
See ya.
All right. Thanks, guys.
That was